Marquette University women's basketball team used an 18-2 start to cruise to a 69-44 victory over Seton Hall Sunday afternoon at the Al McGuire Center. Terry Mitchell hopes that momentum will carry over tonight as the Golden Eagles welcome top-ranked UConn. It's a Big East showdown next on Sports 32. Big East women's basketball tonight. Marquette hosting UConn. I'm Steve True along with Karita Jones-Aguam. And for Marquette, the ultimate challenge. UConn unbeaten, the best in the country, and maybe as good as any team all time.
Absolutely. Marquette will be tested tonight just like every other team in the nation. It's UConn. It's Big East basketball.
Jessica Patchko's been playing well for Marquette. You play UConn, you got to deal with Tina Charles inside, and certainly Patchko will be part of that team.
Absolutely. Marquette's going to be expecting so much from Jess. Her last two games non-conference, she scored 18, 19 points respectively. You got to believe Marquette's going to look to her early.
And everything with Marquette starts with Angel Robinson, and I'm sure if we talked with her, she'd be saying, look, we can beat them, why not us?
Absolutely. Take every game, like we said in the open, you know, everybody laces their shoes up the same way, and you can expect that Angel's going to come to play tonight and lead that team on as best she can.
It's the challenge every team gets. I just think you'd have to use the shot clock, make them shoot shots from the outside, and hope that maybe you get close enough that it scares them. They don't know what it's like to have a close game.
Absolutely, and UConn's a team that likes to run. That's what they do. They score in transition, so you know Marquette's going to make them work for every shot. And on the flip side, offensively, Marquette's going to take their time and have a short shot clock and look for a shot maybe around the 10-second mark.
It'd be special, wouldn't it? It'd be special if it happened.
That'd be great, and for us to witness that, it'd be history made tonight at the Al.
History at the Al. Marquette against top-ranked UConn. Big East basketball right here on Time Warner Sports 32. At the Al, Marquette against UConn. The starting lineups, again, the Huskies are 15-0. The number is 54. They have won 54 games in a row. 23 Maya Moore. Karita, arguably the best player in the country, and the only one maybe in her league is the one right below it, number 31, Tina Charles.
Yeah, you know, Maya Moore, the reigning player of the year, and Tina Charles, you know, she's probably one of the best post players I've seen in a really long time and really makes you work down low.
And she was here on this court as a freshman when Marquette nearly knocked off UConn, but it's different when not only she's gotten better, but Maya Moore makes everybody a little bit better. For Marquette, you can talk about a couple of changes in the last few games. Tatiana McMorris in the starting lineup and the freshman.
Well, I think one thing that Tatiana has brought to this team has been a spark off the bench for earlier in the season. The past 5 games, Terry did a little bit of a switch up and started Tatiana, wanted that spark right at the beginning of the game. She also inserted Serena Simmons to give a little bit of size.
We're looking at Gino Oriama. Look at that record, 7-11 and 122 in his 25th year. Terry Mitchell's got a great record, 266 and 151, but 7-11 and 122. Again, 54 wins in a row. We look at Terry Mitchell, and this is the challenge, and we may get to it throughout. Hopefully we won't talk about it because it'll mean the game's a blowout. Keys to the game, Karita?
Well, the first one is taking care of the basketball. Last game, Marquette had season-high 28 turnovers against Seton Hall, 24 turnovers. You can't win games that way. Also being patient on offense. Lastly, box out and rebound.
UConn starts with the basketball. Every win of the 54 has been double figures. Nobody has been within 10.
One thing we're seeing early with Marquette and throughout the game, as Terry Mitchell had mentioned in her pregame interview, you're going to see a lot of zone today. Marquette knows they cannot match up man-to-man against UConn, but zone really make them work offensively.
We saw a block early in the possession. Lauren Thomas-Johnson inside, blocking Maya Moore, and Marquette with it. And a turnover, but the favor returned by Tiffany Hayes, and Marquette will stay with the basketball.
Angel Robinson getting a little too ahead of herself, trying to set up the offensive set.
They're looking at the shot clock at, I think they want it to be 22. We welcome our viewers watching tonight's game on Connecticut Public Television, the broadcast home of UConn women's basketball. People watching have never, maybe in the last, have they ever watched the UConn lose?
Well, not in the last 54.
Not in the last 54. Simmons, nice pull-up jumper. Marquette has the 2-0 lead.
Serena Simmons really coming into her own as a freshman, really being confident with her offensive game.
See what Marquette does defensively. Inside, wide open the follow, Kalena Green.
Nice job by Kalena Green, as we talked about in the keys to the game. Rebound, Serena Simmons missing a box out.
Marquette handles the pressure, Patchko. Rebound inside, Maya Moore, it's 2-2. Doty to Charles, nice hook shot.
First possession, we saw Marquette double teaming Charles right away. Got to drop a lot quicker and help Pash go out. She's starting to play her behind, which is a little dangerous when you're playing such a great post player as Charles. So looking to double team right away and keep moving defensively.
Doesn't matter who Marquette's playing. The freshman Serena Simmons likes the shot, she's going to take it. Hayes is very short, UConn, and Marquette down 4-2. We're about 2 minutes in.
One thing we're seeing early offensively is Marquette shooting a little too quick. We talked about Marquette wanting to take care of the basketball and run the clock down, set up a half-court set if the shot's not there. The first 2 possessions, Marquette really just looking to shoot a little too soon.
They want you to shoot quickly.
Right.
The more possessions, the better for UConn. Shot clock at 17 as Robinson dribbles. Trying to free up Lauren Thomas-Johnson. Hayes the rebound for UConn, and what they love to do is run. Nice recovery off the missed shot, getting back. Lauren Thomas-Johnson, great defensive play, saving a layup.
So smart for Marquette to hustle back. This is a team that will run every offensive set if they can. Lauren Thomas-Johnson getting back quickly and knocking the ball out of bounds.
Good defense, pushed out Charles just far enough so she couldn't get the layup.
Another nice stop by Jess Pashko, bodying up against Charles.
Nice play, keeping the ball alive. The freshman from Marquette, Serena Simmons.
Simmons came to play tonight. 2 shots early and nice rebounding.
Angel Robinson loses it on the double team. Number 5, Caroline Doty. And the freshman, nicely done. It'll be a jump ball, possession arrow to Marquette.
And that's twice down the court. Tina Charles has had easy entry passes into the post. Being one of their top leading scorers, it's going to be so key for Marquette to really make it difficult, either making it difficult on the guard passing in or denying that inside pass.
And impressive when your 6'4" center's getting down the floor that quickly.
Yeah, these ladies are definitely in great shape.
Angel Robinson taking her time. 9 on the shot clock. Stolen away, jumping inside. With the steal is Charles.
Tina Charles very aggressive defensively.
Maya Moore misses the 6-footer and steals the pass off the rebound by Simmons. Possession will go to UConn. Serena Simmons, 6'1" freshman out of Milwaukee King, number 42, looking good early. You feel like it's great. Down only 2, 4 minutes in.
Well, just my first assessment in the first 4 minutes of the game, you know, a couple easy baskets on the inside, but these are not things that Marquette cannot correct. Taking care of the basketball, that's key. Angel Robinson with 2 quick turnovers early, but Marquette really in need of taking good quality shots. Great shot by Tatiana McMorris.
6'5", UConn loves to run off a basket by the other team, and a foul. First foul we've had in the game, and our first break. So far, so good. Marquette within 1 early. Terry Mitchell and Marquette trying to pull off the ultimate upset in women's college basketball. These 2 teams have met 4 times in the past. Marquette, when Tina Charles was a freshman here on February the 3rd in '07, has Another. Kalena Green inside. UConn just 3 of 12 before that shot. The double team on Thomas Johnson, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Marquette. The locals here figuring it was last touched by UConn because you had Maya Moore trying to save it. Well, why would she try to save it if they were going to get the ball?
Right. Yeah.
But so I was saying the series right on this court, Marquette had a real chance to beat UConn back February the 3rd, 2007, losing 52-48.
Tiffany Hayes coming off a 15-point game against UNC Charlotte the last time out. We're seeing defensively with UConn, you know, they'll put the press on full court to slow Marquette down, then they'll switch it up, really trying to keep the Marquette offense on their toes.
Nice pass to Patchko from Thomas Johnson. There'll be a foul on UConn.
You know, it sounds like in the timeout, Terry Mitchell told the squad, let's slow it down, set up our half-court set. Nice passing, making that extra pass. In turn, you get a foul call.
Foul goes against Maya Moore, and if you're going to beat UConn, you'd almost assume she's going to have to be in foul trouble. The only time she can't beat you is on the bench. Angel Robinson in traffic, contact, they let it go. Kelly Ferris, the freshman for UConn, just into the game. The pass deflected out of bounds.
Again, Marquette getting back quickly on defense. Deflection by Tatiana McMorris.
Nice jump shot by Maya Moore. You almost have to give him that.
You do. You know, Marquette's really going to close it in and not let anything, not let UConn have any easy baskets. Let him shoot it from the outside.
All of a sudden, the lead from 1 now up to 8. Into Charles. They let the contact go, and now a foul on Marquette. And the lead is 10.
Now we're taking a look. Marquette not getting back quickly on defense. It's got to be a consistent get back. Tina Charles does a really nice job of running the floor and being strong with the basketball. This is a very physical UConn team. Marquette has got to reach that level of intensity.
I thought I saw a little elbow in there. Not that I want to alienate our Connecticut fans early on here. I thought Tina Charles got a little elbow in there on Lauren Thomas Johnson. Let's take another peek.
And you might have seen an elbow, but this is Big East, Homer. They're going to let you play here. You got to go up strong. You got to beat her back. That's too easy of a pass in the first place. I'm not going to let Marquette off that easy.
I think I'm wishing and hoping on that one. From 6-5 now to 15-5 for UConn. And when you're winning games by 41 plus, obviously you have some incredible runs of 20-0, 22-0. And if they're hitting the outside shot, and I mean from 12, if Maya Moore makes that shot, there's nothing you can do.
That's right. And Marquette has dealt with different runs throughout the season. It's all in how you react after a timeout. And you can expect that Terry Mitchell will take timeouts periodically to have her squad regroup and figure out a better game plan.
Janelle Harris is in the game. She has it in the corner. Patchko trying to kick it outside to McMorris. It will be Marquette basketball down 11.
Jess Patchko, nice entry pass. She had the lane. You know, one thing you don't want to do in the post is overpass. With a nice easy hook shot into the middle, that would have been a great shot for Patchko.
16 to shoot. Good recovery by Doty. Marquette trying to get it inside again. Doty to Ferris. Too far for Tina Charles. She's 6'4" and tall, but not that tall. In for Marquette. Jocelyn Mellon, 6'3", junior out of Dixon, Illinois. UConn leading by 11 with the full court press on.
You can tell on the sideline Terry Mitchell telling her squad to calm down. When you get to the half-court set, take your time.
Angel Robinson again, short. Mellon, she will shoot 2. Nice recovery, and you're not going to get that call against UConn that Angel Robinson, who attacks the basket so well. Here's the latest example. Looked to me like it was a foul on Kelly Ferris. Now, I'm not imagining that this time, Karita.
Well, what we're seeing also, because the refs may or may not make a call, you have Jocelyn Mellon there and Paige Fedorowicz really hitting the board strong. And don't rely on the referees to bail you out.
Foul was on Kalena Green as Jocelyn Mellon with the second free throw. Gets 1 out of 2. 61% on the year. Marquette down 10. Into the ball game, Lauren Dixon, the 5'4" junior guard. Cutting inside Doty. Nice pass in the layup. Great pass by Caroline Doty.
Doty finding the gaps of the Marquette defense. Easy inside pass to Tina Charles.
In and out with a baseline jumper. Mellon with a nice play, and Marquette will maintain, but it's now 18-6 UConn.
That was nice ball awareness by Jocelyn Mellon, knowing where she was on the court, being able to deflect the ball off a UConn player.
Angel Robinson liking the matchup against a shorter player, misses. Doty back for UConn.
One thing Robinson has to remember is not to force her game. Let the game come to you. Right now on the inside, we're seeing Tina Charles again really having her way with the Marquette defense.
Showed a nice left-handed hook that time. 9 already for Charles. My understanding is that Gino Auriemma challenged her for a double-double in the first half of every game. They had 25 in the first half in their last game against North Carolina, so she's apparently listening. Mellon, nice under and up, just a little too hard, but again, early on the shot clock, early in the shot clock. The deficit is 14. Moore misses the 3. Nice defensive position rebounding for Marquette as Robinson brings it up.
Marquette doing the little things to gain the ball offensively, taking care of the ball, securing a rebound.
Mellon misses on the quick jumper, 1 and done. Into Charles again, nice double team. Left-handed hook is short. The key there, they just pushed her out, what, another foot or 2, and all of a sudden, instead of a 2 or 3 footer, it's out to 5 or 6.
That's right. First, Marquette defensively needs to get back on defense. Way to close out. That's Janelle Harris closing out on the baseline side of Tina Charles, really altering her shot, causing a turnover.
20-6. Marquette 2 of 13 shooting. UConn is now up 9 of 20. Now they started 3 of 12, so they're 6 of their last 8. Harris to the basket. Sometimes you think she's thinking Charles is going to be there and making the shot harder than it is.
You know, it seems like with the UConn defense, they're really putting the pressure on Marquette, making Marquette look to shoot maybe shots they're not really comfortable with.
I think that might be 2 on Maya Moore. Believe so. It is. UConn #1 in the country. Marquette down 14. Karita, Tina Charles.
She's doing it all this evening. You know, already she's 5th in the country in field goal percentage, and that's exactly why. She finds her spot in the paint and has easy hook shots. Really, you know, Marquette really needs to step up defensively on Tina. We've seen the shots that she has missed are the shots where she's been bumped out of her comfort zone. But until you continually and consistently do that, she's going to have her way inside.
I was incorrect. That was not the second foul. That was the 3rd foul on Maya Moore. If you're going to beat UConn, you're going to beat them probably with Maya Moore on the bench, and she is there with 3 fouls as Lauren Thomas-Johnson hits both free throws to make it 20-8 UConn.
Now we're seeing Marquette slowing down the offensive set by UConn with a little bit of pressure by Tatiana McMorris.
Sure, some people here disappointed they don't get to see Maya Moore, but it's a good thing for Marquette.
They're happy about that. Marquette sticking in their zone. Now we see Tina Charles again, Homer.
You got to give her that shot all day, all night.
It's going to be key for Pashko to bump her out of her comfort zone consistently and keep her at the top of the key.
Simmons misses, and a foul on UConn. Simmons not bashful.
That's what I like to see, a freshman going in strong against the top team in the country. No fear, drawing the foul.
That was a foul. Charles hit her like right on front of the face. 2 for Serena Simmons, the freshman, 64% from the foul line. So it was 20-6 when Maya Moore went out with her 3rd foul. And Marquette has scored 3 in a row, all from the foul line. Simmons with 3. She averages just under 7.
Simmons inserted into the starting lineup about 5 games ago and really has increased her level of production and her level of aggressiveness as well on the court offensively.
Marquette down 11. Keeping UConn on the perimeter. Tiffany Hayes, long 3. Marquette will live with that.
That's right. Marquette staying in their zone defense, pushing UConn out of their comfort level in the low block, forcing those outside shots.
Deep from the corner, the 3. Tatiana McMorris. Marquette on a 6-0 run since Maya Moore sat down with 3 fouls.
And what did you see on this offensive set? Patience. Marquette taking their time, moving the basketball, really making the UConn defense work.
Tatiana McMorris knocking the ball free. We'll have a jump ball. Possession to UConn. Coming into the ball game, Megan Gardler. Different UConn team with Maya Moore on the bench. I know that's stating the obvious, but you pack it in on Tina Charles, make them shoot the jump shot, take your chances, and the other thing, it's been one and done. On a miss, you don't have Maya Moore as an offensive rebounder as well. In the ball game, Kylie McLaren, a 6'2 senior out of Washington, D.C., and Charles gets her first break. So no Maya Moore, no Tina Charles.
And Maya Moore is a player that averages about 27 minutes, so her squad is used to having her on the court. It'll be nice for Marquette to have that ability to get some points scored with her on the bench.
Doty's going to shoot 3. I think they got Simmons. We'll let the official Karita Jones of Guam do it. Yes.
I think she was behind. I think it was a good call.
Caught her on the arm. You got to give them those shots.
Right.
If they hit that, it's going to be a tough night against UConn as the first one is good. Doty is a 74% free thrower. When a team's winning by 41 plus a game, you're going to have to give them some stuff.
And UConn only shooting, they're only shooting about 33% from the 3-point line.
They don't shoot that many free throws. And their top free throw shooter, I think, has got 50 or 60, and Marquette with a couple of players over 70. 23-12 UConn. Maya Moore and Tina Charles both sitting. Moore has 3 fouls. Marquette working the perimeter.
Cash go inside, posting hard. Tatiana, that's one thing you got to remember offensively. You don't want to dribble into the land of trees with the UConn offense. Keep moving the basketball, get an easy pass on the inside.
Doty hits the 3. He's 34%. 26-12 UConn. Doty with the last 6, including a 3.
Doty, one of their most athletic guards for the UConn squad, spotting up easily. Nice pass by McLaren. Marquette's got to get on the top side of that screen and at least deny that shot, or try to contest, I should say.
Well, Marquette was down 20-6, put up 6 in a row to make it 20-12, and now 6 in a row by Caroline Doty, averages 8+, 5'10 sophomore. You wanted to know how good is UConn without Maya Moore and Tina Charles? We're finding out as Terry Mitchell in her 14th season. Marquette is 11-5. They are 2-1 in Big East play. I think when the schedule came out, every school's looking at, I hope we don't have to play UConn twice. We don't want to be one of those 3 schools. Angel Robinson, who is yet to score in the game, 0-4 from the field. 16 to shoot. Shot blocked by Hayes. It will remain Marquette ball with 13 to shoot.
In order to getting back into this basketball game, Marquette is going to have to rely on some scoring from Angel Robinson, taking her time offensively, really working the basketball.
We're going to have another jump ball, I would assume, and the possession will stay with Marquette. Angel Robinson missing the baseline 12-footer. Still looking for her first basket from the field. Paige Fedorowicz and Janelle Harris coming in.
We're seeing Marquette keeping fresh legs on the court. Terry Mitchell's continuing to rotate her players in and out.
Angel Robinson catching a breather. So McMorris becomes the point. I don't think she was expecting that pass. Down 14. Too hard, the 15-footer by Harris. Hayes bumped and throws it away. It is Big East basketball. They're letting them push and shove a little bit.
They are. Very physical game. You know, one thing offensively Terry talked to her ladies about tonight was being available, not wanting to put all the pressure offensively on Angel Robinson, who really struggled last year playing against UConn, scoreless, actually just 1 point, 0 for 9 from the field, but more importantly, being available and being open when you have the ball to take the best shot. We're seeing Marquette now in the half-court set really taking their time.
Yeah, UConn in a 2-3 zone. McMorris penetrating, too hard. The rebound follow. They'll get one more try. Fedorowicz just grabbed her. Like Doty, either knocked it away. I can be official when I need to. Dixon weaving inside. UConn by 14.
Scrappy defense by Marquette has paid off.
Creates the turnover. McMorris, and then she has it taken away by Lauren Dixon. So it stays UConn by 14.
We've seen these last two possessions by UConn with Maya Moore and Tina on the bench. They're a little bit slower offensively, not looking to run so much right away.
Ferris missed the shot inside. Jump ball again as they tie up Jessica Patchko, and we've got a timeout. Number 1 UConn looking for win 55 in a row. Marquette down 14. Looking at the retired numbers of Marquette women's basketball, the Terry Mitchell Show. Fridays at 5, an all-access look at the Golden Eagles basketball program again every Friday night at 5 on Sports 32, your home for Marquette University athletics. Terry Mitchell in her 14th season. She's crossed the 250 win mark. She's at 266 and 151. Charles is back in, but Maya Moore continues to sit with 3 fouls. Marquette in a zone, into Charles, excuse me, not into Charles, into McLaren, who gets the basket.
McLaren coming in off the UConn bench. Very imposing figure on the inside, someone that Marquette has to continue to know where she is at all times. She can make those easy layups on the inside, but offensively, go at her, really try and draw the foul.
Charles knocked it away. Doty on the Marquette turnover. Foul against Marquette. That almost seemed after the shot, but she got close enough. And certainly one of the strengths of UConn, not only how good Tina Charles is, but how well she runs the floor.
She does. Like you mentioned earlier, for someone at 6'4" to have the conditioning to get up and down the court as quickly as she does and the strength to be strong with the basketball, it's an amazing talent.
Charles in double figures with 10. Jocelyn Mellon, Serena Simmons, and Lauren Thomas-Johnson. All in the game. UConn's lead is 29-12. Charles with 10. She's hit both her free throws. She averages 17.5. She now has 11. 30-12, and really they've done it pretty much without Maya Moore. She got 4 early. She's been sitting with 3 fouls. UConn stays in the zone. Simmons misses. Inside position, Green for UConn.
Decent shot by Simmons. You know, she got her head around quickly. Marquette took their time offensively.
Kalena Green now with 7, and it's 33-12.
Kalena Green really has that ability to shoot from the outside, but she's also a good penetrator and can create for herself.
Another turnover for Marquette. The story really, you come here wondering how good are they? UConn's been most impressive defensively.
I think it's defensively and also what they can do to you. Well, there's one offensively.
Yep. Timeout, Terry Mitchell.
You know,
so quick.
Yeah, it's all about basics. And Marquette on the post, playing the high side, not dropping soon enough to really make it hard for Tina Charles. A lot of her shots we've seen tonight are just easy layups. Marquette either overplaying or standing behind. I can make those, Karita. Yeah, it's a little too easy, and I know that's what Terry's talking about. She's the leading scorer. She's the person we need to focus on. It's too easy.
But I'll give credit. Kylie McLaren made an outstanding strong pass and a quick pass. You know, being in there, when you've got that spot, you want the ball right away. Right. A second later, it might not be there. Marquette might have recovered, and McLaren made a strong and quick pass, and then it's over. And
a lot of times, the best passes you have on the court in a post is a post-to-post pass, and we saw a great example of that just now.
At halftime, women at Marquette. The centennial celebration, stats and highlights, and Coach Mitchell. 35-12. I remember when it was 20-12. Marquette had scored 6 in a row. The run 15 for UConn ended by Tatiana McMorris, who now has hit 3 threes and 9.
Nice shot by McMorris, really spotting.
Good steal by Robinson. She'll make the lead. She was gonna make the lead.
You spoke too soon, Steve.
I feel comfortable having seen her play a lot. She'll make that 99 times out of 100. Marquette getting intense. Another great pass. Kylie McLaren. She's the one you watch. That's pretty stuff.
Yeah, again, Marquette defense bailing her out. Jocelyn Mellon too slow on the back of that zone. That's your job, playing that middle spot, to never move, never leave the paint, especially when you're playing against someone at the caliber of Charles. Always know where she is. Jocelyn Mellon needs to have an arm on her at all times.
The dilemma there is you usually try to stop that by making it tough on the passer. But McLaren's 6'2". Charles hits the free throw. She's at 14 and is perfect 4 of 4 free throwing. Probably won't see Maya Moore the rest of the half. And yet UConn still leads by 21. Jocelyn Mellon. It's tough to even get a defensive rebound off a missed free throw.
UConn is just so physical, and they really almost intimidate their opponents as well by just being in their face with every rebound and every made shot.
Angel Robinson now 0 of 7. Ferris across the timeline. There it is again. That's Charles is announced, but Kylie McLaren. And a steal by Ferris. Freshman misses it. And a foul, I believe, on Marquette.
We're taking a look at the steal. Marquette not getting back quickly, obviously.
Kelly Ferris with the miss, and 23-point UConn lead. And they've been good, but you don't even, I'm sure they would say we haven't played that well.
Right.
The high-low again. Nope, they'll go in the corner.
Again, Marquette leaving the weakness. McLaren at the top of the key, allowing her to take that shot.
Double teaming Charles inside. 15-footer missed by Thomas Johnson, and UConn has it 38-15. Charles was 16, McMorris the 9, all threes. Well, good defense. UConn turns it over. Well, the play they had that worked so well was high-low McLaren to Charles, and you called it. Put both on Charles, and McLaren beat you. So be it.
Yep.
But UConn when you can go 6'2" to 6'4",
right,
it's tough. Not only down 23, tough to score, and they get McLaren for the foul. That's number 6 on UConn. Marquette will inbound with 4:06 left. You got You look at the Big East stats for UConn, and they're holding the opposition to 39 points a game. Forget what they score.
Right.
They're holding the opposition to 39 a game, shooting 27%. Marquette is at 16% shooting and, you know, on pace for somewhere around 39 for the game or 40.
Well, one thing when you talk about Marquette preparing for this game was going back to basics and what works for Marquette, not trying to change their game plan for this game or for any opponent, doing what works best, and it's all about fundamentals. 12
turnovers now by Marquette. Number 1 UConn by 23 late first half. Catch in-depth interviews with some of the biggest names in Wisconsin sports on the Dennis Krause Show. This week's show features an interview with Olympic speed skating gold medalist Bonnie Blair, only on Sports 32. The nicest person you could ever meet. But on the ice, she'll crush you. That's what they all said about it. Just would not lose. I think McLaren's in there partially because Moore's got 3 fouls, but she's played really well. Marquette packs it in a 2-3 zone. Hayes, baseline jumper. Nope. McLaren. Whoa, that's got to be a foul. You bet.
And that's exactly why McLaren's in the game, because she is so strong, can grab the rebounds and also pass inside to Tina Charles, and she moves very well.
Gino Auriemma is smiling, but if that's not a foul, there's no such thing as a foul. And granted, she's at maybe a slight disadvantage because she's bigger and stronger than most everybody, but you can't throw your elbows like that. And UConn stays in the zone.
That's something Marquette has seen a lot in playing in the Big East last year as well. Out of conference games, you see a switch of both, but once teams have had the ability to scout Marquette, they tend to go to a lot of zone, making Marquette prove themselves from the outside, and tonight they haven't done that thus far.
1-1 for Paige Fedorowicz, the foul against Caroline Doty. Fedorowicz, an outstanding free throw shooter.
Paige Fedorowicz has really taken on the role coming off the bench for Terry Mitchell, like we mentioned for the past 5 games. And when talking to Paige about how she feels about that, you know, a lot of players have issues coming off the bench where they've been starting for so long. But Paige has been wonderful and said, you know what, my role on the team is to help this team win and do whatever it takes. And she's done just that.
McLaren, high-low to Charles. 18 for Tina Charles.
Again, another easy basket for UConn.
Hatchko keeps it alive, but the pass is out of bounds, and back to UConn.
One thing we've mentioned and noticed in the first half, Marquette really not following their game plan. You know, one thing you never want to do is have a team totally take you out of your game plan. And what has Marquette done offensively this season? They look to run first, and they look inside. Jess Pashko now sitting with still 0 points. You've got to look inside, have her try and create. If she can't get that shot off, draw a foul or pass back out to an open shooter. Back to basics for Marquette.
Into Charles, back out Dixon. Good defense by Marquette. 10 to shoot. Outstanding post defense.
It's the perfect way to play Tina Charles. One person in front, one behind Pashko and Fedorowicz, sandwiching, causing the turnover.
Hatchko. The help turnover. Tiffany Hayes knocking it free. Give him the long 3. Knocked down our computer, but at 40-16, And Marquette, 4 of 26, and 3 of the 4 made by Tatiana McMorris. She's got 9 of the 16. Marquette was behind 20-12, so it's a 20-4 run by UConn. Kylie McLaren might have 10 assists before this thing's over.
Well,
20.
UConn really going with what works, with Maya Moore on the bench, McLaren and Charles really getting it done inside. Charles, all she has to do is turn and pivot, and McLaren's right there with the nice, easy pass. Marquette playing behind. Defensively, you're not going to get it done that way.
Through the legs of Simmons. Doty called for the kick, diving for the loose ball, and that was an impressive dive for the ball on the floor.
Missed pass by Serena Simmons, and
I think a little kick in there. 15 to shoot for Marquette. Angel Robinson has not scored. Jessica Patchko has not scored. Now 0 of 8, Angel Robinson. Hit McMorris for the foul. I think it might have been on Doty. Yep. And Marquette will go to the line for the 1-and-1. The foul is on Doty. There have been some positive points, and then you look up 42 to 16. And as I said, you think of all the points they score and you lose track of the defense. 39 points a game, the three biggest teams scoring against UConn in their first three. And Tatiana McMorris is in double figures with 10, and Marquette has 17. She averages 5. Angel Robinson and Jess Pashko both have not scored.
Tatiana McMorris really came to play tonight, and you can tell she has an air about her. You know, I don't care who I'm playing strong, I'm playing hard, looking for my shot, and not afraid to take it.
Charles helps out.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Charles with a travel. UConn does a great job getting different angles to get the ball to her. She moves well. Marquette defended it that time. Under a minute left.
It's a nice play by Dixon, penetrating, making Marquette step up.
Great pass by the freshman, Serena Simmons.
From Serena Simmons.
The freshman again making plays. Now we see Marquette spreading out that zone. Defense really making UConn slow down offensively, making it hard in the offensive set, making them play that offensive set.
The layup is good. Tiffany Hayes. She's got 5. And UConn stays in the 2-3 as Angel Robinson walks it up. Now they're beating everybody by 41, so this is about the norm. Marquette's as close, I think, as North Carolina was at half. We'll check that number. McMorris banks it no good, and there is the buzzer. End of the first half. There's a reason they've won 54 in a row, all by double figures. UConn 15-0 this season, tops in the country, up 24 at half. Marquette trailing 44-20 at half. It could be worse. In UConn's last game at home against number 7 North Carolina, it was 56-24 UConn over 7th ranked North Carolina. So what UConn is doing to Marquette, they have done to just about everybody over the last 54 and a half games. The numbers are incredible. Let's go to Karita Jones at Guam with Terry Mitchell. Karita?
Terry, down by 24 in the first half. We've seen it a lot this season with UConn opponents. What do you do to get back in the game?
We just got to keep fighting. I mean, defensively, we're messing up on that high-low. We corrected that. Offensively, obviously, our shooting percentage, we got the shots. I mean, you put up 29 shots, and we are shooting fast and long. So my message is you fight every step of the way. We have a big game on Saturday. Most opponents are down like this at UConn. We're no different, but I want to make something happen. So, you know, I'm just real happy with the effort, but now we got to produce.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Steve.
Just as Terry Mitchell said, and I was mentioning, number 7 North Carolina trailed 56-24 at half. Marquette did one thing you try to do against UConn is playing with Maya Moore sitting on the bench. Their 6-foot junior, arguably the best player in the country. She was player of the year last year, and this year it'd probably be Maya Moore or Tina Charles. She got in foul trouble early, just 4 points, and the lead is still at 24. They've won 54 games in a row, every game by double figures. Number 2 Stanford actually led UConn at half. In the end, the streak continued, wins and double figure wins, as UConn beat number 2 Stanford by 12. Marquette had a nice win over Seton Hall, 69-44. UConn beat them 91-24. So you get impressed with the talent and with the offense, but the other part, equally as impressive, how hard it is to score. And Tatiana McMorris came in averaging 5 points a game. She has 11 of 20. So the top 2 scorers on the season, Angel Robinson 0 of 8, Jessica Patchko 0 of 2. Marquette starts with a basketball.
And as you're talking about those percentages, you can't win with that type of scoring. And as Terry mentioned, it's just taking care of the basketball, but being smart with your shots and being patient.
Nicely done. You took a sigh of relief, and then where was that in the first half?
Exactly. Back to basics. Looking inside, Jess Pashko squaring up very nicely to the basket for an easy layup.
And poised. Didn't rush it even though Charles was on her. Moore with a nice pass to Charles, who will shoot 2. They love that high-low game. Marquette trailing 22. That was the best possession probably of the game, Karita.
I would say so. It's the best glimpse we've had of Marquette playing the way they know how to play, taking their time offensively, entry pass, one dribble to the basket. What you don't want is to have your post players, Pashko or Fedorowicz, at the top of the key, having to dribble, putting the ball on the ground when you're against such a scrappy and strong defense as UConn.
Tina Charles gets 1 out of 2. We want to welcome our viewers watching tonight's game on Connecticut Public TV, the broadcast home of UConn women's basketball. Into Patchko again. Nice steal by Hayes. Angel Robinson back. Knocks it free. Green will bank it in.
Nice composed shot by Green.
But as Terry Mitchell said, you can't fault the effort. Angel Robinson coming back to prevent the layup by Tiffany Hayes. UConn scores anyway. The difference is 25. Patchko's going to shoot 2. Nice move, and then under and up the other way. Jessica Patchko.
That's what we talked about, Jess Pashko. She can produce inside. If she's not scoring, great square up against Charles. Dribble, step through move, drawing the foul. Marquette needing to go to their bread and butter on the inside to get a spark and get back into this game.
Patchko is an outstanding free thrower at 80%. Marquette's second leading scorer at about 11 a game. Angel Robinson still looking for a first point. Averages 12 plus. Patchko with 3. All here in the second half, going with the officially approved Karita Chonza Guam offense.
That's right.
Get it in.
When in doubt, pass inside.
That's right. And why? People have seen. Green, nice backdoor cut, and the layup.
Easy basket again for UConn. Marquette showing a little bit of the token full court press. You have to get back quickly. Jess Pashko on that backside of the zone, get back and contest a shot.
The strength of their passes. Too hard. Simmons, get in there. Little too hard. Charles the rebound. The quickness of the passes of UConn, where somebody gets free. Locals wanted to walk. I was in that camp. The miss, and Marquette has it. So somebody goes backdoor, and you hope that pass is a little soft. You can catch up. It's too late. It's gone. They've got the layup. It was 44-20 at half. 25-point lead for UConn now. Robinson still looking for that first basket.
You know, Marquette is really in need of Angel Robinson to start scoring. We've seen a lot of our outside shots not falling. Maybe it's time to start penetrating, pump fake, drawing in the UConn defense and kicking out to someone else. But something else she's got to spark, if not offensively for herself, then another one of her teammates.
Doty. Maya Moore. Rebound to Marquette and Patchko. Moore with just 4 points. Angel Robinson. Foul against UConn.
Another way for Angel Robinson to get into the game. We mentioned penetrating straight to the basket. and drawing a foul on Hayes.
Hayes now has 2. Wide open baseline jumper missed by Pachko. Doty with McMorris back. Nicely done. I think everybody expected the pass to Maya Moore. Instead, it goes to Tiffany Hayes and an easy basket. Or excuse me, Kalena Green. She's got 13. And it's 51-24. Pachko misses inside. Here comes UConn 4-on-2. We're going to get a timeout. Maybe I want to call one. I've seen enough. I need a break. The machine is now running at full speed. 53-24. Score. They got the rebound. I thought they had 7 people out. They got the rebound. The next thing we look at midcourt, it's 4. They got 4 players running the floor. 28-6 in the paint.
Marquette just starting to operate in the paint past the inside. Now Pachko taking a break. Again, Angel Robinson really struggling offensively. Jump shots, penetrating to the basket.
Maya Moore turns it over. Still at just 4 points, but UConn with a huge lead. You just sense, though, this is the pace they like. This thing is picked up a little bit, and they're just starting to cruise, and the points come quickly. UConn 53, Marquette 24. Everybody playing UConn is in this position. You hear about Maya Moore and Tina Charles, but 32, Kalena Green, impressive, Karita.
She is. She is a very versatile player. She can penetrate off the dribble, one of the best wing players that this UConn team has. Also, she's just now reached her 1,000th point, the 33rd in UConn history, and really doing a lot of good things, and a lot of time is overshadowed by the play of Charles and Maya Moore.
She's a star on any other team. Jocelyn Mellon in the game. McMorris with a nice ball fake, and here you go, 2-on-1 the other way. Charles the rebound. She'll shoot 2. She's got 21 already. And the UConn team that came here when she was a freshman, Marquette, lost to them 52-48. And that was a stretch where UConn didn't make the Final Four, but that has changed. Defending national champs. They win tonight, and they move second to 55, longest NCAA Division I winning streak. They're chasing themselves.
Right.
They're the shadow of the 01-03 team that won 70 in a row, and I wouldn't have bet against them getting beyond 70.
You know, listening to Coach Auriemma in an interview a few days ago, he mentioned, you know, yeah, it's 54, but it doesn't mean much because 70 was the number that we want to beat. But more than anything, you know, he has a great and talented team, and he knows that, and they play hard. And one thing he mentioned is about players knowing their roles, regardless of the amount of time they're playing. When they're out there on the court, these ladies are giving 110%, and we're definitely seeing that tonight.
Nearly a steal. Into Pachko. Short as she goes against McLaren. Pachko working hard and will shoot 2 free throws, and they got the message at half, Karita, and this is the Jessica Pachko that's been strong in the last few games.
Pachko, again, whether it's against Charles or McLaren in this past time, goes strong to the basket, one dribble, and we're seeing that's what's working for Pachko. The one dribble going up strong, not when she's out on the wing trying to shoot a jump shot or having to dribble into her position, but spotting up at her position as a post, taking that one easy dribble and drawing a foul.
Mentioned before, an 80% free thrower, 1 of 3 so far. Excuse me, 2 of 3, I apologize. Now 3 of 4, Marquette down 30. what I said, that pass from how far away. You give McLaren an inch, and they're right there. That was Maya Moore with a pass right there.
Yeah, again, just threading that needle. McLaren has great target, was able to step in front of Jocelyn Mellon, sleeping a little bit defensively. Always know where your post players are.
But she's figuring they can't throw the ball that hard and that fast and that quick. You know, you have that feeling, and the thing is just whipped. She's out beyond the arc. You are correct, though. You have to know your opposition. Maya Moore can make that pass.
Absolutely.
Man, you'd be tough as a coach. You'd be right, but you'd be tough.
I think I'd be screaming too much. I'd scare my players.
That's how tough it is just to get a rebound. The foul goes against Kalena Green. Team foul 5 on UConn. 15 minutes to play. They beat everybody by 41 plus. The lead is 31 with 15 minutes to play.
On that last rebound, we saw why UConn is beating teams like they are. Regardless of the score, these ladies are giving 150%, going after every loose ball, every rebound.
Here they come again. Moore struggling with her shot, now 2 of 7. Well, she does have 6 rebounds. You don't even want to think what it would be if she was making her shots. UConn stays in the 2-3. Janelle Harris. Pass picked off by Green. With Robinson back, that's big time.
And a lot of the points that we've seen tonight that UConn has had nice defensive stops against Marquette, but not taking care of the basketball, not giving strong passes. Janelle Harris with an easy pass that was easy to be picked off. You got to be smart with the basketball, especially when you're playing a team like this.
Speaking of such, you're not going to make that cross-court pass on UConn. And they run. You make a mistake and the ball's at midcourt and it's 2-on-1 or 3-on-2. I don't know if you have one person shoot and the other 4 start running back when you shoot the ball.
UConn is greatly conditioned, and I'm not taking anything away because they are an outstanding team, one of the best I've seen in college women's basketball. But tonight, Marquette really just on their own not taking care of the ball with passes in any game that they should not be making.
Trying that high-low, but Maya Moore's down there, knocks it away. Doty has it for UConn. Marquette with 25. Tatiana McMorris with 11 of those, all in the first half. Green misses. Now Marquette looking to break. Robinson in from the right. Too hard. It'll stay with Marquette.
Marquette had numbers offensively. Angel Robinson deciding to go in for 2. Not the best shot. You had Lauren Thomas-Johnson and Fedorowicz trailing, and you had a 3-on-2. You might want to take your time and pass out for an easier shot.
Thomas-Johnson to inbound. 22. Megan Gardler in for UConn. Wonder if we'll see Charles again. McMorris, can she hit another 3? She can. That is number 4, 14 for Tatiana McMorris.
Marquette creating again off the dribble. Lauren Thomas-Johnson penetrating, drawing in the UConn defense and passing out to the corner. And Tatiana McMorris spotting up for 3.
McLaren high-low again. Foul off the ball. Looking at Janelle Harris. Courtney Weibel making her first appearance. 3-point shooting expert, the 5'9" junior out of Brockton, Illinois. Janelle Harris comes out. Both teams with 5 team fouls. It's the first on Harris. UConn by 30. Lauren Dixon in the game. Maya Moore. The fan behind me yelled travel. I kind of saw a little shuffle there, but foul against Marquette, and UConn will inbound again. Freshman Serena Simmons back in for Marquette, and Jessica Pachko, who had a nice 7.5 minutes, Karita.
And I'm sure we'll see more of Jess Pashko giving a little bit of a break. Serena Simmons, another player who has really tried to get her offensive game started tonight for Marquette back into the game.
Maya Moore misses again. She's now 2 of 9. The rebound to Marquette.
Marquette's basketball.
It's a very rare night for Moore to
She shoots 56% from the field. Charles, 64%, but she's getting so many layups.
Marquette passing the ball, looking to spot up Courtney Weibel. You mentioned the three-point specialist.
Nice pass to the free throw line, but Simmons misses the 15-footer.
But that was a good shot. That was a good shot taken by Marquette, working the offense and looking for an open Simmons.
Freshman Kelly Ferris misses. And it'll be Marquette ball with 11:53 to play. The lead was 24 for UConn at half. It is now at 30 as they look for their 55th consecutive victory, all by double figures. Steve True and Karita Jones at Guam. Karita, Tatiana McMorris is out.
You know, and it might be her only time this year doing that. You know, Moore really struggling, but Tatiana is not. And the reason she was inserted into the starting lineup 5 games ago was because of the spark. And without that spark, it'd be a lot different story for Marquette.
Well, she's shown the composure. She's had the open look, but hasn't rushed it. She has a career high 14. Well, if she won't tell everybody, I will. I outscored Maya Moore by 10 when we played. At least to the 11:32
I was going to say, the game is not over.
Courtney Weibel, deep 3. Rebound to UConn and Kelly Ferris. And they're already in the front court. Man, they push it. Or woman, they push it. That would be 2 of 10 for Maya Moore. Oh, North Carolina, 7th in the country, was down 32 at half. Marquette's within 30.
So you're saying we're as good as number 7.
Simmons misses the runner, but I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I like that. That's good.
Weibel, a little long with the 3. McMorris keeps it for Marquette, but it's deflected and stolen away by Lauren Dixon.
Courtney Weibel inserted into the game, just trying to get some points on the board for Marquette. You can tell Marquette will be setting screens on the outside, really trying to set her up for her shot.
The freshman Kelly Ferris, who averages 4 with her first 3. I mentioned that because she's the only freshman who's played. 6'3" Heather Buck had an ankle injury, I think. Don't know if we'll see her. Fedorowicz baseline, and she traveled. Looked like McLaren was going to give her the baseline shot. The turnover gives it back to UConn. Maya Moore, 2 of 10. Tina Charles, 8 of 14. And the story really, Kalena Green, 7 of 10, 15 points and 5 rebounds. That's not right. You're not supposed to have anybody else. Just Charles and Moore.
Kalena Green, like we mentioned, coming off her first double-double this year against North Carolina.
And McLaren with 5 assists.
But you got to admit, McLaren's assists have been pretty sweet. You know, the post-to-post defense in the first half with Tina Charles is really what helped get this team on a run.
Yep. McMorris is fouled. Team foul 6. Marquette will inbound 61-28. And I said it once, but somebody will crunch the numbers, but at this point, they're the most dominant team in the history of Division I men's and women's basketball ever. Don't know if it'll continue that way. There's the career high and half of Marquette's points.
Right.
14 of 28, but no team has ever been 41 plus better than their opposition this far into the season. See?
Yep.
Oh, I thought we were going to get Maya Moore and Tatiana McMorris.
Yes, Tatiana.
14-4. Get that. Redo that, Angel.
Well,
They're both struggling from the field. 2 free throws coming up for Kylie McLaren.
You know, you talk about the dominance of this UConn team as one of the best that we've seen in a long time, and they were ranked number 3 of top teams of the decade by Sports Illustrated. So
I'm questioning Sports Illustrated. I know the team, I think it was 01-02.
Right.
They beat the opposition by 30-some points, but I asked him, and I've never asked the question, so how is it beating everybody by 40 points a game? 62-28.
And what did he say? It just happens that way when you have the best.
You have a standard you play against.
Right.
But it's not him. Coaches are that way. It's the players have to be special to continually be driven when you're that far ahead. And you can see even now by the defense they play.
Yeah, and he brings in the players that buy into his system and also want to play the best and want to be the best. I mean, you look at the players like Maya Moore and Tina Charles. Those are players that want to be the best at everything. And when you're coming in his program, you buy into that no matter, like we said, you're 1 through 6 or 1 through 16, whatever your role is on the team. It's all about playing smart, playing into that system, and giving it all.
Yeah. They're human. They're up 63-28. I might take a quick shot, maybe slack off a little bit defensively. You don't see much of it.
No.
Or if it's there, we can't find it. Fedorowicz hits the free throw. She's got a couple of free throws and 2 points. And Weibel came in, couldn't find the range, so she will sit down. First appearance, Jasmine Collins, 6'2" junior out of Detroit. 63-30. Fedorowicz hits them both.
You look at how many minutes the UConn players play on a given night, averaging, and
nobody's
Maya Moore,
over 27.
Yeah, I was going to say 27 is the most. So they have an opportunity to really sit a lot of their starters and save a lot of that energy in such a grueling Big East schedule.
Backdoor again, another extra pass. The shot missed though by Gardler. Of all the things they do, I asked him, what do they do best? And he said they compete. I think they pass best.
Mm-hmm.
They make the extra pass, but they're so strong with the passes. They don't get to the line that much. They don't necessarily, haven't tonight made the outside shots. Dixon is going to shoot a couple. Lauren Dixon, 5'4" junior.
We're seeing Dixon penetrate strong. Angel Robinson a little bit out of position, ending with a foul.
And in Big East play, they've shot 48 free throws to 22 for the opposition. But the biggest thing, 39 points a game the opponents score. They're averaging 86. So in Big East play, they're actually beating opponents by 47 a game. It sounds so easy to say, but it's just Angel Robinson still looking for her first basket. 0 of 12, unfortunately, and all of a sudden you see UConn at the other end, and they're going to shoot a couple free throws with Tiffany Hayes. How many seconds from the time Marquette misses to where they're shooting at the other end? 4, 5, 64-30. We'll find some things to say about Marquette when we come back. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Time Warner Cable Sports 32 in Marquette and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Time Warner Cable Sports 32. Steve True along with Karita Jones-Aguam, Maya Moore, 90, what was the number? 90 of 92 in double figures?
In her career, yep, 90.
I think it's going to be 90 of 93. And again, speaks to how good this team is. A rare off night, and yet they're still up 64-30.
Well, I think it's been a rare night for Maya, but as well as Marquette's leading scorer and Angel Robinson going 0 for 12. You look at the top players that are unanimous in the Big East, all Big East team this year. Maya Moore, 4 points. Angel Robinson, 0. And Tina Charles has done a really nice job tonight.
Melinda Fedorowicz, the UConn high-low. McLaren should be giving him a hand. That's she can appreciate that. Ferris misses, but he's going to say nobody around Gardler. She missed it inside as well. Marquette caught a break there. UConn will inbound. Jessica Patchko back in. And Jocelyn Mellon comes out for Marquette. And Terry Mitchell, it's looking ahead. Ferris is fouled by Collins and to the free throw line for the Huskies. Marquette at Villanova and at Rutgers. In fact, 4 of the next 5 for Marquette are on the road. At Villanova, at Rutgers, Georgetown at home, and then at DePaul and at Syracuse. So,
I mean, when you look at Marquette's schedule, it really doesn't get too much easier right now. Villanova 0-3 in conference.
Excuse me, everything's easier than this.
That's right.
Everything.
You know, you look at Villanova, as we mentioned, 0-3. Rutgers 2-0 in conference, but then you go into top 25 teams. Georgetown 24 right now in the country, and then on to DePaul, who's always tough receiving votes, and Syracuse as well, who's currently ranked at 25. So the Big East is a beast, as they say, and,
yes.
and you know, this is the biggest test you'll have.
It's still a picnic after this.
That's
one.
right.
66-32. Thomas Johnson for 3, 66-35.
You know, the biggest compliment for Marquette right now is for Coach Auriemma to have to put his starters back in. I don't think we're at that point, or if we'll get to that point tonight, but, you know, it'd be nice for Marquette to still get back in the game at a comfortable level at scoring offensively.
Jump ball. It'll stay with UConn as Courtney Weibel back in. It was 44-20 at half, so it's 22-15 in favor of UConn in the second half, but not much time for Tina Charles. And Maya Moore, 2 of 10 from the field. Ferris misses. Marquette the rebound, and Paige Fedorowicz.
You know, one thing we're seeing, we can't say that hasn't happened tonight, is this Marquette team has played hard. You know, you've had the number of turnovers and the missed shots, but every time they're going after a board, they're going strong. When they get the rebound, they're trying to be strong. So at least that's a positive that Marquette can take from that they didn't shut down.
Weibel for 3 off the pass from Fedorowicz, who keeps it alive inside. Well, and what you suggested and what Terry Mitchell, I'm sure, wanted. Much better getting the ball inside, using Patchko, and the success. Angel Robinson's not going to have nights like this. Patchko. If Corita had had a whistle, there would have been a foul called on that. But they are letting him play. There was bumping with Hayes and Fedorowicz. Here's Patchko. She'll count it, and a foul. Scores. And with 5:25 remaining, it's inside 30, which is a measure of some success against this UConn team.
There's a steal by Angel Robinson. Looking ahead, just Patchko. Hey, Marquette post players can run too.
Yes, excellent point. Patchko now with 7. 3 out of 4 from the line. She averages about 11. The lead is 28. Never has a deficit of 28 felt so good from Marquette's perspective.
Well, I just like the effort of Marquette. You know, this is the toughest game they'll play this season, but to never quit and continue to play hard regardless of the score shows a lot of character for this squad. But
no surprise, and reflective of this particular Marquette team. We talked before, and that has been the character of this team this year. At 11-5. 2-1 in Big East play into the contest. 13, Jackie Fernandez, 5'9" senior in the game for UConn. So I don't think they've got a starter in the game. Now they've got one in. Caroline Doties came back in. Marquette turns it over. Tatiana McMorris with 14. Nobody else for Marquette with more than 5. Shooting 17.6%. Fernandez misses inside, but again, nice pass on the back door. Marquette will inbound. Marquette 9 of 51, now 10 of 52, 19%. UConn 23 of 55, 42%, 20 turnovers for Marquette. And you can be down on Marquette, but then you look at all the other games, and there's a great deal of similarity.
There is. You know, Marquette has really struggled taking care of the basketball in a number of games this season. This being one when you have to come out to play the squad and be perfect, it's really going to be highlighted. But that'll be a stat that Marquette will continue to struggle with this season unless they really start focusing on taking care of the ball, making the best passes, and really coming to the ball and receiving.
And guess how many turnovers Big East opponents are averaging against UConn? 21. Marquette's at 20. It's like you can pencil it in. 431. Gino Auriemma, 711 wins, and those are the national championships, and they are the heavy favorite to do it again in 2010. Patchko misses inside. Megan Gardler there defensively. 66-38 UConn. It would be win 16, and it would create the second longest streak at 55 wins in a row. Nice steal by McMorris, looking to add to her career high. 16 now. I stand corrected. She outscored Maya Moore by 12.
By 12, that's right.
Yes. You grab whatever you can.
I really like the spark that Tatiana has brought to this squad. And she knows her role on the team, but has really helped step up offensively now with Angel Robinson struggling.
16 for Tatiana McMorris. UConn up big. Is bailing on me, and so it'll be Jim McIlvain. He'll try to fill in. He's no Karita Jones-Aguam, I can tell you that.
Well, thank you, Homer. I will miss you, but I'll be back with you. Thinking
they
March.
Can't get rid of us.
That's right.
There's the high-low. Ferris off the side of the backboard. She's kind of like Serena Simmons, freshman. Not scared to shoot it. Counted and a foul.
We're taking a look at Lauren Thomas-Johnson going strong to the basket from the top of the key. Nice fake. Driving in for two.
Gardler was trying to draw the charge, but Thomas-Johnson stayed wide enough and able to try the three-point play. 66-43. As Lauren Thomas-Johnson averaging 9+. She now has 8. 66-43. I believe Marquette has outscored UConn in the second half. 23-22. I know UConn has been going with the backups. As the other freshman, Heather Buck, 6'3" freshman in for UConn. Number 21.
Regardless of who they're playing, UConn is UConn.
Tatiana McMorris with a no-look through the hands of Jasmine Collins, and UConn will bring it back with 2:43 left. But you talked about this team, and they're playing hard to the end. It's not the starters for UConn, but the backups for UConn. I said the most competitive game in the country might be UConn at practice. Right. For them anyway.
And you look at the Marquette squad as well. There's a number of backups in the game as well that are just coming in regardless of score, playing that much harder.
Gardler wanted a foul. Gino Auriemma wanted a foul. There's going to be a foul on UConn. Marquette will go to the line, trailing 66-43. Now the 41+ difference per game is going to drop a little. To check the last time anybody was this close. Well, other than second-ranked Stanford, 80-68.
This could potentially also be the lowest offensive output of UConn this season.
Good point, 78.
Right.
And a rare, I think it's 3 rare off night. And great effort by Tatiana McMorris, but the ball goes out of bounds. A rare off night for Maya Moore. 93 games she's played for UConn. She scored in double figures 90. And this is the 3rd in which she didn't. Gino Auriemma could have left her in to get double figures if he'd wanted, but moving screen and a foul on Megan Gardler. Marquette will get it right back with 2:01 left. And Dixon will come back in soon for UConn. McMorris already with a career-high 16. Collins partially blocked. It's short. We're under 2 minutes. UConn to go 16-0, 4-0 in Big East play. And there is no 10-second count, so Doty could stay in the backcourt if she wanted for the full 30. Weibel is back there as well. And I'm guessing Gino's not real happy with the offensive output of this 5 and just decided you're going to take the 30-shot clock in the backcourt. I'm not trying to figure out exactly, but that's my hunch.
I don't know if
You've never seen that before. I know. No one's ever seen it before. There's a reason he hasn't informed us of it, but the look tells me he's
a little upset.
Or not happy and no fouls being called. I don't know. I know this. It's 66-43 and 1:11 left. Moving screen on Marquette.
Well, one thing Marquette can take away from this game is just having, keeping Maya Moore, containing her, only 4 points in the game, and keeping this UConn team.
They're not going to go into the front court again.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Except you're going to see it a second time right now. Well, 14 to shoot. Again, for those of you new to women's basketball, you don't have to get it across the stripe. You can keep it in the backcourt, and that's exactly what UConn is doing. And the shot clock buzzer again. You got to. Now you've seen it twice. 66-43 UConn. I'd say either officials or the 5 as Jasmine Collins misses the layup. Tatiana McMorris aggressive to the end, floats, misses. And a foul on Marquette, meaning that Jackie Fernandez is going to go to the line. Well, maybe those people watching in Connecticut have an answer. Maybe they've seen it before. We've been doing this for a while. It's new to me. I don't know. Again, I got to believe it's either the fouls or the offensive production of the group.
Well, I guess that's fine, but not even to bring it across half court. And I don't know. I can't even speculate.
No, I can speculate. If you're not going to execute better, we're not even going to run anything. That's one possibility. I admit I'm reaching. Or if they're not going to call fouls, I don't want people to get hurt. It's one of those two. Or it's a third that I haven't figured out yet. Fernandez gets the 2 free throws. We know this. Marquette's going to attack the basket. Fedorowicz. Wow. Looked like she got hit a little bit. I'm going out on a limb. UConn's not going to go to the basket. Well, they can boo a little bit, but they saw a phenomenal basketball team, as good as any that's maybe ever played in college basketball. The final, UConn 68, Marquette 43. They did to Marquette what they've done to everybody in the past 55 games, beat them by double figures.